Hey guys, it's Will. I just want to talk a little bit about Bitcoin crash or whatever you want to call it, correction, dip that's happened lately, and sort of how you can deal with it emotionally. Because I recently went through um, the correction, as you probably did when it was up at close to 20,000, and right now it's down to 8,800 roughly. And there's a bunch of things you can do, but one of the things, obviously, if you go through it once, you'll be more experienced with the emotions of ups and downs. So you might have bought at 16,000 or something, 12,000, up to maybe even the peak, or you might have bought when it went down again because you thought it was a good time to buy. So some of you might have purchased, at a high price. But so it's a good learning experience. But what I would suggest is one of the things you could do is to help your emotions is to don't put all your money in at once. So if you might have put in a lot of money, and then you're just watching it go down, and it's very frustrating. But if you put a little bit money over time, so it's kind of like dollar cost averaging, and then you don't have all your money in the market at once, and that way you can buy in it on the opportunity. So when I see dips like this, corrections, I mean these are dips relative to the stock market that are a lot bigger. So people, 30% drop is in a stock market is a pretty big crash, but we get this quite often in cryptocurrency. So um, if you, depending on how much money you have, if you put a percent in every so often on the downward, you're not going to time the bottom exactly, but if it's like, say you're looking at it at 10,000, it goes down to 9 or even 8, you might have missed the very low here, but you could buy at 9 right now or 8,800, and it could go down even lower, and then you might buy some more. And so instead of putting all your money in right now, even if you haven't put any in before, and then it goes down to 5,000 or something, you might be quite, freaking out quite a bit. And so one thing that I found was really excellent was to put a little bit of money in when you see it go down quite a bit and still have money on the side. And so what happened for me was I was on eToro, and somewhere, yeah, at the end of December, I had to get out of eToro because it's not legal anymore in Canada. So it took me quite a while to get the money out of eToro and also to get it in because I have to went back on my credit card, and then I had to put it back into my bank account. So because the other exchange I'm using requires basically an interact the withdrawal. So I basically had to get it into my bank account. So all that stuff took a lot of time. So when these things were going up and down, quite a bit down, I wasn't actually mostly in the market because my money was being transitioned. So um, that was great. And then, so the greed factor makes you want to put all your money in. It makes you want to buy maybe at a high. It makes you fear missing out, like everyone's going up and making money and you're missing out. And you think if I put more in, I can make more. All these things cause a lot of emotional issues when you're trading or investing. But what's really helping me now is I have a bunch of money on the side, and I'm just putting in a percentage um, every so often. And so that can be hopefully some tips there just to help you deal with this. And obviously, I'm a long-term believer in Bitcoin. Now, over time, you're going to want to watch and see what's going to happen with different currencies because there's only a few that probably have tangible products. Like Ethereum's being used, the platform's being used, Bitcoin to some extent is being used. I mean, a lot of it's for trading, but it's still being used in some transactions like retail. And they're coming up with this Lightning Network. They're testing it now, and they're actually doing some transactions which are cheaper and faster. And the SegWit is another aspect that as more adoption takes place, I'm thinking that Bitcoin will assert its dominance again sometime in the future, probably within the year, I would hope. I'm not an investment advisor. I'm not giving you advice here, but technology-wise, I still believe in Bitcoin. It's been pretty slow, quiet, and people are not really focusing on Bitcoin because they're trying to make money on the smaller coins. But I think that this one's still great. Ethereum, it is doing really well and it has tons of potential. A lot of the coins are based on Ethereum. On the other hand, when they do update the code, it's going to have to be backwards compatible. I think it's going to be interesting. So the basic idea is just to keep watching and keep on top of the market. On the technology. And if you see things like EOS or Neo or Cardano or some of these other ones start to do well, you might want to look at expanding to other markets as well, to other cryptos. All right, well, talk to you guys later. Hope you like that.